and quickly talk about NWFL Premiership Super 6 going up at Ijebu-Ode, where FC Robo, yes, the team of the moment. I'm so proud of this team, right?
Cecilia, it's just 2 games and you're getting way too excited.
Yeah, they have a day to rest and play the other game. You know, when you beat Bayelsa Coins, for instance, 2 goals to nothing, you're feeling okay. I've arrived after just 2 games. You're top of the table. That's what is important. If you check going into the Super 6, they're just the least favorites. Everyone is looking at Rivers Angels and Bayelsa Coins more like the favorites, and then okay, Edo Coins might be another team you look at. Right now, Edo Coins are just, they've lost 2 games, 2-1, 2-1. They lost 2 games, identical scoreline. And FC Robo after their draw. So if you look at what's happening right here, 4 points, and check the goal difference, +2, and see Sunshine Queens, Delta Queens, Rivers Angels, and Bayelsa Queens that you think it should be at the top at this particular time, they're not even there at all. Yes, just 2 games, but if you're looking at what FC Robo have been able to do, playing against a tougher side, it shows how far these ladies might just go. So, and in that game, you have a Lawa Taiwo, 35th minute goal, Monday Gift, 37th minute, 2 quick goals in the first half, and they wrap it up. Second half, Bayelsa just couldn't break through the defense.
Great start to the competition, to the tournament for FC Robo. Don't take that away from them, but I believe as well that the coach, Emmanuel Osao, will not be getting carried away. Like I said, 2 games in, 4 points, very decent start. But they got to stay focused. They got to keep their eye on the ball. And we'll see about that on Thursday when they take on Edo Queens. That will be a very testy affair indeed. They get today to rest and they resume competition back on Thursday. And against Edo Queens, if they're going to get
a game.
if they're going to win that one as well, then you can start thinking, okay.
Watch out for this girl.
Like, they're serious. They are serious, because that will be 7 points in a Super 6 tournament. Then that's like taking a step towards, perhaps
qualification
for the alternate.
For the ultimate prize, right? We'll see if they can actually do that. But I think Edo Queens might just be some angry birds in the sense that going into the game because they haven't won. And FC Robo is next. They would definitely want to get a victory or even at least a point. They wouldn't want to come into Super 6 and go out.
I never said they were going to be easy. Nah, it's going to be tough test. Absolutely. So we'll see how it pans out on Thursday. The ladies get to rest today. And on Thursday, the competition will resume in Ijebu-Ode. All right, so that's it for the NWFL Super 6. Of course, stick with us for all the updates on this tournament on our subsequent programs. Let's come back home now. Cecilia, let's talk about the NPFL, developing football in the country, the NPFL Under-15 Promises competition.
Just take a look at match day 5 result. It's been ongoing in Enugu and we know, most of the teams are just trying. This is more like grooming talent, for the top league. It's NPFL and La Liga Under-15 Promises, and Rivers United. It was Adamawa thrashing Rivers 5-2. Yes, wow. I know why you had to do that. Heartland and Katsina ended 1-0 in favor of Heartland, and Warri Wolves and MFM. Warri Wolves winning by a lone goal. But here's what the Enugu State Sports Commissioner had to say concerning the Under-15 Promises. Yes, the games for today, we have Jigawa Golden Stars and Abia Warriors. Aqua United and Kwara United will also be in action. Plateau United and Rangers, another game to watch out for today. That's for match day 6. Okay, now it's time to take a look at what the State Commissioner for Enugu had to say concerning the Under-15 Promises, how it's actually an avenue to develop young talent for clubs in the country.
This is what is called sports development. These are under 15, the age of 15. I was just coming from a Rangers camp now, where they are doing training in the other stadium, and they are going to play tomorrow. So it is a global thing, not just providing for our own team in Enugu, although the advantage of their home base is there. But the government has to provide for all the under 15 of the various clubs in Nigeria, not just the Enugu State. They have to make it conducive for them to come here and play. So if we can provide for people that are coming from Afar, Kaduna, Adamawa, and they then talk of Enugu. So we are informed, and that is why we are hosting it here, because we know we have the potential. Take it or leave it. Enugu is home of football. It's not just to it. Take it or leave it. Enugu is home of football. There's no legend you mentioned today in the field of football that has not played for Rangers, the living ones today. People like JJ Okocha them. Mutu Adepoju is here, this is ambassador of La Liga from Spain. They are here. You interview them then. They are very conversant with here. They are very pleased to be here. They see here as a home. So Enugu, we give kudos to His Excellency, the governor of Enugu State. The feat will be able to achieve. If without him, we can't do nothing. He's a very sports-loving governor.
Yeah, right. He read out all the names that have played for Enugu Rangers and all that. We hopefully, I mean, this is on the 15th, as we always know. You can see players you've seen this year. You can also see them subsequently in the league.
Why not? You got to see the progress. And that's why they're playing. They're not just playing for the fun of it. They want to go to the next level. They want to progress into the main teams. And that's why we have this particular competition. And I'm just glad that the NPFL and La Liga have been able to sustain it, because I remember when it was introduced, then a few people weren't too sure how long it's going to last. Yeah. But 2021,
we'll still happen it.
Yeah, so
but if La Liga is interested in it, of course, they obviously want to do the right thing.
Why not?
And that's what they're doing right now. Just continuity and monitor these players to see how far most of them can go. We'll leave that and touch down on the National Sports Festival. Yes, it's over, but we know that most states are hosting their team, and Lagos State over the weekend hosted the football team, waiting for them to host the other team, because when it comes to swimming, they want just one gold medal in swimming. I think maybe tomorrow we need to recall that guy again who won that single gold medal.
All right,
fair enough, because we also want other, federation to host the team. They got silver in men and women football events.
The last two.
Edo. States. Bloody. It was bloody. Football was bloody and tough. That's when I know how passionate, they can be when it comes to
very interesting.
Both men and women.
Adjective to use. Bloody.
Yeah, it was. Anyways, sweat. Their sweats and everything. It was just a medal, but then what went into it, getting it, was something really remarkable. Let's listen to those.
Some of the officials and the players as well, speaking at the reception of the Lagos State football teams.
We have learned over time how to work. Before, all of us, Shruti will tell you, all of us, we will all be at the training pitch. But now, we know how to divide the work. And we are more efficient. And we are proud that all our work has come to good fruition.
There is no other way to describe your performances other than to say you have made us as your father FA proud, and you made Lagos State government sincerely proud. We all heard of what happened in Edo. We all have what happened. Everything, for all sports, not football only. So if it happened to you, let us take it like that. That means it happened to Nigeria. And that's why I'm saying you won a golden silver.
It was a nice experience because according to the state's philosophy, to represent the state with excellence, which I believe was the sector of excellence. And our boys and the girls, they did very well to make Lagos State proud.
We need to be disciplined at first. Discipline is very important. And we should also obey our coaches, anything they tell us, whether outside the pitch and inside the pitch of the play. We have to abide with them.
Let me say a big thanks to Lagos State also, the LFA, for their honor and the belief they have on us. So I can say if they can still give us another opportunity like this, we will still make Lagos State proud.
Obviously, exciting times for these players and all that. Silver.
Gold and silver. I heard one of the officials say gold and silver. Like, really?
For the men, they had to fight. They were 2 goals up, and Edo came from 2 goals down to win 3-2. For the women, it was just 1 goal.
They lost.
It was.
It's not golden.
It's golden. I think waiting for.
Let's go on a break.
All right. After the break, of course, the Super League, we know, has been suspended. Suspension, but there's so many reactions coming from that. Yes, the European Super League has been suspended. Yes, that's the news, and I believe the whole world is actually happy. The FAs, the MAs, the UEFA, FIFA, everyone, the fans, supporters, everyone is happy. Yeah. Yes, okay. You guys can talk to us on our Twitter handle what you think about the suspension of the Super League. Was it a good one for peace to reign? Or rather, was it really a bad move? Or should they regroup and try to resurrect it again? Maybe in another format that people will be happy about. Talk to us about that, how they should reshape it, or it should just totally be forgotten because of what UEFA, FIFA, and FAs and MAs across the world is actually condemning the fact that they want to break away. So talk to us on Super League this morning. Of course, we have Super 6 going on at Ijebu-Ode, where FC Robo, well, right now, they're top. And there's every indication they might disqualify for CAF Champions League. I'm going ahead of me now. I think I'm excited about it. And Chelsea back into the top 4. Can they maintain that after that goalless? Talk to us about that. Tayo, you just made it sound what?
Yeah, I mean, like, they should have 3 points. That's what they should have taken. Now they're just really hanging on in the top 4. That's going to go down to the wire. No doubt about it. I guess he's ready to join us, but Akitade Johnson, I imagine, is ready to dive in fully into this Europa Super League matter. But before we come to you quickly, let's just get the statements out of the way. The announcement by the European Super League that they are suspending their proposals for now. Cecilia, if you get to see what they've said, European Super League is convinced that the current status quo of European football needs to change. So that matter still remains. We're proposing a new European competition because the existing system does not work. Our proposal is aimed at allowing the sport to evolve while generating resources and stability for the full football pyramid, including helping to overcome financial difficulties experienced by the entire football community as a result of the pandemic. It will also provide materially enhanced solidarity payments to all football stakeholders.
It's all about the money, all about the
bottom line. I don't think they've made any secret about that. We knew it was all about the money. Anyways, carrying on with the statement, despite the announced departure of the English clubs forced to take such decisions due to pressure on them, we are convinced our proposal is fully aligned with European law and regulations, as was demonstrated today by a court decision to protect the Super League from third-party actions. They're serious about
freedom of association.
We can do whatever you want to do, right? And last paragraph before we go to Bada. Given the current circumstances, we shall reconsider the most appropriate steps to reshape the project. Cecilia, they want to reshape it. They're not abandoning it totally. All right. Always having in mind our goals of offering fans the best experience possible while enhancing solidarity payments for the entire football community. Bada, good morning. First of all, it's great to have you on the show on this amazing day. It's been a crazy 48 hours in the world of football.
Morning, Tayo. Morning, Cecilia. It's been the most dramatic 2 days I've experienced outside of deadline day. And all the madness that typically happens when players are getting transferred last minute. Yesterday night, by the minute, there was breaking news. Executives resigning. First off, it was Chelsea fans holding the team boss to ransom. It was Peter Cech addressing them. It was one of the big 6. I think it was City that started it, issuing a statement saying they were backing out. And then the rest of the other teams followed suit. But Tayo, when all of this settles, and I hope very soon, that we're able to separate the real key issues from just pure emotions. And football is a game of emotions, so the emotions are understood. But from a standpoint of football people, we should be able to help the fans understand what has transpired and understand it for what it really and truly is. So personally, I don't think that there's anything wrong with the idea of the Super League. What I think was wrong is how they managed its stakeholders. And by that I mean, you don't, because you are the big clubs, make this plan look like it's all about you. Understand, the Premier League was a breakaway from the first division. But you could clearly see how they must have managed the stakeholders, all the teams that needed to transition into this new setting were carried along. When Seferin calls these guys snakes, he's talking about the idea that these people have been sitting in meetings planning for the next UEFA Champions League. These people have been sitting in meetings planning for the next Premier League season with other clubs, pretending to be a part of the plan when at the back they were, sort of constructing, scheming and constructing a different arrangement. I thought that from an idea standpoint, I can see why that sort of league became expedient. First off, I thought that in just making it a league about the elites, it was not until yesterday that they started to articulate how it would have benefited the other teams down the football pyramid. But straight away, what you got was, these 6 big English teams and the other big clubs in Europe want to take themselves aside, get funding, and start a super league where they will be playing one another. And there was nothing mentioned about the rest of the football pyramid. And so it was only understandable that they would get all of the backlash from coaches, from fans, from every other stakeholder who up until that point had not been carried along, who up until that point was totally oblivious of what it was they were planning to do. The fact is, I think it would be naive to think that the guys who run the biggest clubs in the world planned for something that badly put together to succeed. So it was either, the plan was always that they would cause a stir, favor them better, or they are really and truly not so intelligent people.
Okay.
The fact is, So the fact is, football as it is today does not really favor them. Barcelona, for instance, in debt to the tune of £1 billion. Real Madrid in debt to the tune of £800 million. The biggest clubs are battling debt crisis. They are facing gloomy economic scenarios brought about by, it must be said admittedly, poor financial management on their side on one hand, and on the other hand, COVID-19, the economic impact of COVID-19. But in making this plan look like, they were the only ones that needed saving, they lost everyone else. They completely lost everyone else. When you want to make something this revolutionary, you have to do a better stakeholder management. And I hear you when you read the statement from the Super League. It is not dead. It's not going away. These guys are not going to just resign from their positions and walk away, because what brought this about still hasn't been addressed. So UEFA has now been forced, which is why my very first theory about, let's muddy the water. Let's just, shake up the system could have been their plan. Now you're talking about UEFA announcing a new structure to the Champions League, announcing better financial packages. Tell me how that wouldn't be a win at the end of the day if it helps them to address some of their issues. So I don't think that they're so possessed with the idea of breaking away from the system, the European football system. I don't think that's what the obsession is. The obsession really is forcing the hands of the UEFA, FIFA into giving them bigger pieces of the pie. And if this gets them that, then it might be a win after all at the end of the day. But again, I repeat, I believe that if their plan was actually to form a breakaway league, their stakeholder management was very, very poor. They lost everyone else other than themselves. But if that wasn't the plan, then the plan had to be that they wanted to muddy the water, they wanted to shake up the system, they wanted to ruffle feathers and force the hands of UEFA and FIFA to reconsider how the game is run and give them a bigger pieces of the pie, or by extension, give football clubs bigger pieces of the pie. Tayo, isn't it incredible that The team that wins promotion into the Premier League gets a financial package of about 150 million pounds. That's about double what the winner of the UEFA Champions League gets. So a championship club that is coming up the pyramid or coming into the Premier League wins double the amount of money that Barcelona or Juventus or a Liverpool wins after 1 year of traveling the length and breadth of Europe, playing matches and all those things. It's not sustainable. Let's be realistic. So there needs to be reforms. There needs to be what Seferin calls, bringing people back into the fold and going back to the negotiation table and finding what is beneficial across the board.
Yeah, you're spot on, Bada. For me as well, too. I think these are founding clubs, Cecilia. I think they meant good. These guys are there to make these kind of decisions, and that was clearly a strategic, corporate level strategy on their part to consolidate their businesses and to probably maximize their commercial revenues as well too. But they've just totally gone about it the wrong way by making it a closed situation. 15 clubs, then the rest
can qualify and get in and make it 20.
Do you get, come on. So the fact that they left 5 extra spots shows you that they know that they can't afford to make it all about themselves. But the issue is, how many is 5 spots?
This more like a closed thing.
It's pretty much a closed league, and that's why the fans have rebelled, and that's why we saw Chelsea fans yesterday at Stamford Bridge trying to, they make their voices very, very loud and clear, and that's why we've seen what we've seen from all these clubs as well. So Chelsea fans ahead of the game against Brighton yesterday wouldn't just go away until big man Peter Cech came downstairs to appeal to them to let the boss in. And not long afterwards, the statements started coming in from all the clubs, and that's where we are right. That's why we are where we are right now, and the EFL is dead in the water.
And that's why they're actually celebrating after they heard the news that the clubs are pulling out. They were really happy that they succeeded in having it. Let's listen to one of the fans who was part of this
loads
jubilation.
Of them, actually.
Yeah, I mean they were
loads of them. Chelsea fans.
Okay, all right.
I was hoping they would listen, because we have always been we try and be the people's club. People hate us, but we've got to stand against this. It's absolutely disgusting from foreign owners that don't understand the British game. We're all about the club, we're all about the community, and this is a triumph.
Not at first, but when I saw the crowd tonight, I knew that they could never pull this off. The fans just don't want it, and football belongs to the football fans, and we proved that tonight, I think.
It looks like the business is done. It's like the fans have said exactly what we wanted to say, and we really have the power. We might not own the club, but we are the club.
Chelsea fans are obviously very, very jubilant scenes. You thought they won a championship or something. That's how, it is what it is. Football is about the fans, and the fact that these guys, the founding clubs, underestimated
the power of the fans.
How could they do that? This is a proper football man. Florentino Perez, for example, is the president of the most successful team
in the world.
In the world, you could say, by extension. So I'm sure he knows that. But somehow they dropped the ball,
blinded by money.
And that's what we're
not even the trophies matter anymore. When the money is rolling in, they don't care about any other thing. They just want the money. But Manchester United fan also, they are also talking about this because Ed Woodward is leaving at the end of the season. And of course, one particular fan, he's in high heavens. Having Ed Woodward leaving is one. Another thing is the fact that the Super League is being suspended. We'll listen to him, then we'll get back to Bada on this.
I couldn't really believe it, to be honest, because we're getting the Premier League took away from us. We're getting pretty much everything took away from us. I think Florentino Perez is a very greedy man, and I think the Glazers are very greedy. I think what's happened at Manchester United is absolutely astonishing, and I can't really put into words how relieved I am tonight about Ed Woodward going.
All right. Okay, but Ed Woodward is leaving United at at the end of 2021. That's the story right now. Is that as a result of this, and what's the implication? United fans are already happy that the guy is going.
Well, it was never really popular with them. They've always insisted that he's a commercial guy who worked in a bank, worked with JP Morgan. But he's not a football person. Some of the decisions they've made as a club in the last 4 or 5 years haven't exactly been driven by football intelligence or football understanding. So for the average United fan, it's good riddance. But we have to step away a little bit from the emotions. I'm a football fan as well, but I mean, I run a business, and I understand how these things work. You know, the owners of Manchester United run a business that's got to be profitable. If they don't, yes, we exist for the fans, you might say, but at the end of the day, Manchester United Football Club is a business concern, and it must be managed profitably. The reason people run businesses is to make profits. Yes, I'm not for people destroying the soul of the game just because they only have their sights fixed on profit, but understand that sometimes these guys have to make hard decisions. The guys who run the biggest corporations in the world make the hardest decisions. That's why those organizations prosper. It's not a lot of emotions involved. But in running a business, you have to manage intelligently both your internal and your external publics. So you've got shareholders to take care of. But you also have the guys who pay, your consumers, the guys who buy your product, to also manage. And I think that's where they got it all wrong. The external stakeholder management was totally wrong. It seemed like they took the fans for granted. They were never carried along if those were your plans and they were in the best interest of the club, like John Henry says in his broadcast in the early hours of this morning. Then they shouldn't be the last to know. They shouldn't be getting to know when you're making announcements to the rest of the world. The clubs, the supporters, respective supporters clubs, the heads of those clubs should have along, make them understand. There should have been adequate information sharing and all that. So all of that stakeholder management didn't happen, and that's why the backlash was. I can't think of, since Black Lives Matter, since George Floyd was killed in those circumstances, I can't think of anything else that have sparked the sort of outrage and backlash that this Super League announcement has sparked. And for something that took so long in planning. Like I was listening to someone say this morning that you don't put together a 170-something page document in a week. Meaning, and that's the number of pages the contract or the document, the agreement for the Super League is. So these guys have been planning this for so long, yet they totally ostracized, alienated all the critical stakeholders. Maybe, like I said, they overestimated their importance, underestimated the importance of the other stakeholders, or they just really had this entire thing planned out to work out in this way.
It was the plan all along, right?
Yeah, it's either one of those two.
Oh, that's very interesting, Cecilia. Crazy time for football. Off the pitch, incredible games have been going on and no one even cares. I mean, Chelsea were in action yesterday, and the whole world was focused on what was going on in the UEFA, in the European Super League. Bada Akitela Johnson, I want to thank you for joining us on the show. Hopefully, by the time we come back next week, Tuesday, we get a better picture of where we're going in terms of saving the football world, the world of football, however you want to put it. Thank you very much for your time, Bada.
Thanks for having me. Hopefully next week we're talking football on the field.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
And
the
not
beautiful
the
game
politics.
on the field and all the politics. Let's leave it aside for now. We need to go on a break now, and we'll come back. We'll be talking about Chelsea, how they managed to get into the top four, even though they didn't get a win, as well as the new coach of Tottenham, interim coach, is going to be on the show as well too, ahead of the game tonight against Southampton. Join us again. Welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Of course, you can still talk to us on Channels_Sports. I will take your tweets before the show is over. But let's go on the pitch and spare thoughts of actual football. Last night, Chelsea were in action against Brighton at Stamford Bridge and ended goalless after 90 minutes plus injury time. After the game, the coach Thomas Tuchel tried to explain why Chelsea weren't at their best against Graham Potter's side. Cecilia, you're making a move. I'm wondering what that is about.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, maybe before we...
Physically, mentally, they were exhausted.
They weren't there, right?
They weren't there. They were tired.
From all
the protests from the fans, Super League and all that. So it was all about the Super League. That's what most of the fans, players were even focused on because they were distracted. So that distraction actually affected their own performance. So Brighton couldn't score, they couldn't score, and that game was just uneventful.
Very
the only event you had outside were the fans, chanting and saying you have to pull out of the Super League. Let's hear from Thomas Tuchel talking about that game.
Yeah, we have to admit also that was a huge distraction since 2 days. Was not the full focus on our game, which maybe plays also a role in all this. So honestly, like the last 2 hours, I did not think 1 second about Super League, and then all the questions come up again right after the game. I was totally into the match, and now I'm more disappointed that we had not our best day and we could not deserve to win than about any other subject, including Super League. I'm just coming from the dressing room, and we were not talking about that. We were talking about the game 100%. I trust my club to take the right decisions to be in future a competitive club.
Yeah, the right decision was made. And of course, the game this weekend, they wouldn't be distracted because there's no more Super League for now.
No excuses.
No excuses again.
Exactly. All right, tonight.
Southampton and Tottenham will be in action. Tottenham, of course, hosting Southampton at the London Stadium. And they have an interim manager. He's just 29-year-old. They will be going against, another experienced manager. Does he have any? And he wants them to be like brave and aggressive.
You know, Jose's sacking has kind of gone under the radar because of the Super League.
Right? Super League happened on Sunday night, and Jose's sacking was Monday morning.
Yeah, so
everything like crazy.
Exactly. So it's kind of got lost in all of the Super League brouhaha and all of that. But the stories and of course is that Ryan Mason, 29 years old, former player who had to retire because of a serious head injury, will lead Tottenham out tonight against the Saints. This is what he has been saying ahead of his debut.
Yep, it's crazy. It's football. I've had it as a player. Obviously, I had the experience of having to retire in this game. Anything can happen. You just have to be prepared and ready for what football can throw at you at times. I want us to win games of football. I want us to be brave, to be aggressive, to play like Tottenham Hotspur. Obviously, there's such a short turnaround with games at the moment. I think the most important thing now is to get the players in the right frame of mind.
Okay.
There you go, Ryan Mason. Tonight against Southampton, wants Tottenham to be brave and aggressive. And if you want to be cynical, you can interpret that as, perhaps taking a dig at the former manager that perhaps they weren't brave and aggressive under Jose.
Maybe that's what he's saying. Perhaps
you can actually
because some of the players are older than him, and that's the only
lot of the
thing.
Players
a lot of
older than him. Hugo Lloris is older than him. As a captain of the side, and it was very interesting to see how Ryan Mason performs. There's no doubt about it. It's a very, very tough job to take with very little time to recover, a very short turnaround time from now to the end of the season. And for Tottenham, they still got a chance because all the teams trying to get into the top four keep dropping points.
Liverpool started
drop points.
Chelsea
as well.
Drop points.
So I think we'll go down. They still got a chance.
All they have to do is be brave and aggressive and beat Southampton tonight and step further.
Yeah, and take a step further, closer to the top four. And that's why I feel there's more to it than this Jose sacking, because before he was sacked, there were 5 points off the top four There's a cup final in, okay, it's less than 6
Sunday,
days. Now it's on Sunday, it's about 4 days.
4 days, yeah.
So why the sacking? Something must have gone down that we're not aware of.
I think it wasn't just all about the result. Something else
Something
happened.
else must have
It wasn't
happened.
about the result because if you check, since he came to, he had 51% winning ratio, right, which wasn't bad. He took over Tottenham when they were like 12th or 14th place.
They were 14th.
14th.
Exactly.
And then he left them at what position?
Yeah, they're seventh now.
So
5 points off the top for a cup final. And yeah, something must have gone wrong there.
I won't rock our head about that.
Nope.
I mean, they're getting paid to do all that. And Aston Villa and Man City is another game to watch out. Man City can't afford to drop a point.
No.
Because United are breathing
down
down
their necks.
Some tweets before I look at the papers. Noble Flyerman says, have been a United fan since 1994. And the win is that Ed has been thrown. Ed has thrown in the towel, which is long overdue. But on the other hand, if you're a businessman, you can't take a decision at the detriment of your end product users, which in this case, football fans. Each case, it says, no matter how we try to make it look good, the Super League was grounded in greed and elitism. And why did they hide the entire plan from the rest of the football community? Right. Why did they announce the decision soon after agreeing to the changes by UEFA?
Trust me, he's got a very good point. Yeah, I mean, they didn't make any secrets about how this is all about, maximizing profit and making a lot more money. Let's go to Chukudi now, Mugu Chukudi. Your statement, okay, we have someone in support of the ESL, says the ESL is a welcome development. The ideology is awesome and commendable. UEFA and their countrymen are fighting to protect their monopolistic modus operandi. A big club can't buy a player from a small club for £190 million and shares almost the same
amount of money with them. Okay,
yeah, all right. It's got fair points as well too.
Okay,
yeah.
I come on. Latif says ESL. Whoops! I have to say it should be a wake-up call for UEFA and FIFA to try and improve on prize money and a better package for clubs, nationals, and players. Do something on transfer fees too. It's ruining the beautiful game. There should be checks and balances.
Absolutely, Cecilia, and that's why I find it very, very laughable that UEFA are taking a moral high ground in this situation. We know the antecedents. Okay. We know what they're up to. They're not saints in this situation at all.
They're not. Okay, I'll just take the last one. So many. Akamo also says, NWFL Premiership Super Series, big ups to FC Robo for their outstanding performance so far. I want to wish them all the best. They are becoming a team to reckon with.
Absolutely.
Papers quickly. Sporting Sun. Ian Ancho rejects Man City return. Dad urges him to stay at Leicester. Okay, I don't know where that news is coming from. Aimba to hit Libya in charter flight. They're expected to leave today. The game is tomorrow, 10 p.m., right? All right. So to leave today. Hope they can leave on time. Osimhen not worth more than 15 million quid. Where is this coming from? You find that on Sporting Sun.
All right, Sporting Life is the last paper.
Last one. Sporting Life here. As also says, we must be emotionally ready. They're playing against Tottenham. So emotionally ready? Yeah, no, this distraction is all over.
Yeah,
so no excuse. Smith warns Villa to prepare for Man City backlash. Chukwueze happy with rare breeze. It's called 2 goals. Don't leave forces.
Needs better end products. He's going to go to the next level. Samuel Chukwueze.
All right. That's it on the show this morning. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Have a good day.
I am Taya Salam. Join us again tomorrow.